Hi everybody, it's me, Lauren. I'm back. I was supposed to upload a video a little bit earlier in the day, but it is now 3:19 at night. Well, in the morning, I guess, technically. So I'm just going to get this out of the way and post it. I don't have a topic. I don't really know what people want to hear about, what people need to hear about, but I'm going to just make it really quick, considering it is almost 4 in the morning and I don't want to be loud and wake up my family who's upstairs sleeping. So I am just going to make this brief, try to keep it like within 10 minutes. So I guess we can just talk about my knee surgery and just surgeries in general. Because I've had a couple of surgeries. Only 2 surgeries, but I've been put under anesthesia a couple of different occasions, but only operated on, like surgically operated on twice. Yeah, so my first knee surgery, I was young, and I'm not actually sure if it was EDS related or not. That's probably something I should ask next time I am able to speak to someone with, more knowledge. But my reason for my first knee surgery, which happened in 2012, was because I had dead cartilage in my knee. So, I mean, my knees have always caused me pain, but I had actually, it's funny, it was my first knee dislocation. That's the reason I was seen by a doctor for my knee in the first place. Something happened, I was in a lot of pain, and it definitely was a dislocation looking back. I was on a trampoline, I was sitting on the trampoline, my friends were bouncing, and I believe I was sitting crisscrossed, my legs were crossed, and I think just when they were bouncing, my knee just was in that weird position, and it just went right out. So I think that happened, and so I was in quite a bit of pain after. So I ended up having my parents take me to the doctor, and they did an x-ray, which did show the dead cartilage in my knee. So they never really looked into the dislocation because I didn't know I had dislocated it, but looking back, I know I did now. Well, sublocated, probably, if anything. But yeah, so they found the dead cartilage, and they are associating my knee pain with the dead cartilage in my knee, and I think it just happened to be coincidental that they found that on the x-ray. But anyway, so they decided they wanted to resolve that issue, so they just put me out and just drilled some holes in my knee to circulate the blood through the cartilage. And so I had further images after my first surgery, and it has showed full healing of the cartilage. Everything's fine in there. Well, everything was fine in there. So moving forward, came the stomach issues. That's when I started. So I've seen my orthopedist, my pediatric orthopedist, had my knee surgery, and now we're moving on to the GI issues that I have. Yeah, so I went to Mass General when I was a kid. I saw Dr. Salvatore. He was really good. We never really could get any answers because I didn't have my Ehlers-Danlos diagnosis, and my doctors never communicated, I feel like. And I was young, but I probably wasn't communicating properly to my doctors either. But yeah, so GI stuff never really got resolved. I had so many scopes done, upper, lower, you know. So they put me out for those. Looking back, so fast forward, yeah, I haven't had that many procedures done compared to other people. I've only had a couple. But yeah, I've had a couple scopes done. It showed I had irritation. I have a lot of irritation in my stomach, but nothing that caused them to like stop and be like, oh, we got to figure something out. But no, just some like irritation. I think they wanted to go with like a diagnosis along the lines of irritable bowel syndrome. I don't think that diagnosis really fit me very well, so I don't think they ended up progressing with that. It's hard to keep all those pieces together because I've seen so many doctors, and it was also from so long ago. I'm just now getting back into seeing my doctors. I've been seeing a rheumatologist now for a little while, but I'm now just starting to see a GI. My appointment with my new doctor is February 6th. So, nervous about that, but it's good. It's going to be for the best because I really got to do something about my weight. So, all right, I had the scopes done. Just showed some irritation, nothing out of the ordinary. Then, yeah, that's it for procedures from when I was a kid, I think. I mean, I probably had more, but can't think of it off the top of my head. Yeah, so, but my biggest, most recent surgery was my total right knee reconstruction. It's the same knee I had the dead cartilage in, that was operated on. So my right knee just decided to just refuse to stay in place properly. It was uncomfortable, painful, blah, 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 typical EDS stuff. So I get booked in for surgery. That's all fine and dandy. They offer me a nerve block, or they didn't offer me, they just said they were going to give me a nerve block. And I was like, okay, that'll be good. He says, yeah, you won't feel your leg at all. So I was like, that'll be perfect. I won't feel pain. I won't be miserable. Not the case. This was actually brought up briefly in our Ehlers-Danlos Marfan support group. We had the 14th is anesthesia and like sedation and Ehlers-Danlos. Yeah, that was just brushed up on briefly. We didn't really go into much detail on that topic, I think. So I had the nerve block done. I had the surgery. I wake up from surgery, but I wake up in the operating room still. And I know it's the operating room still because I can see my x-rays. They took x-rays of my knee, and I could see my knee x-ray up on the screen because it's just a big wall of white light because it's the x-ray backdrop. And so I knew it was my knee. It was just, everything was just so brightly lit. I was coming out of anesthesia, so everything was really foggy, but I knew it was the operating room, or it had to have been an x-ray room or something, but it was just all white. And so I thought that was weird because the other procedures I've never woken up, like, unless I was in bed recovering in the recovery room. So that happened, and then waking up to I start getting wheeled out of the operating room into recovery, but as I'm being wheeled, I'm becoming more and more like conscious and self-aware, and I'm just in excruciating pain. I feel everything. The nerve block didn't work. I don't know if, I mean, it might have worked. For me, it didn't. I feel like it didn't. I felt all the pain. I felt everything. So to me, it didn't work. I don't know how a nerve block is supposed to feel, but I was under the impression that I wouldn't feel my leg really at all, but I felt everything. Waking up from surgery, I was in so much pain. So I'm just in tears, just telling them how much pain I'm in. And so they doped me up with tons of pain medication, which was fine by me because I was in a disgusting amount of pain. Yeah. Also, while I'm talking pain medication, I noticed pain medication doesn't always work on my body either. I used to get really, really bad migraines when I was younger. I mean, I get them occasionally, but nothing frequent, probably maybe once a year at this point. But I used to get really, really bad migraines when I was a kid, and I would just end up having to go to the hospital because I'd be in such agonizing pain, and there would be nothing that would stop it. People would just be like, just sleep it off, you're fine, blah, blah, blah. No. I don't know how people can sleep with a migraine because it's literally just everywhere is hurting. Like you can even just feel it sometimes shooting down your neck because it just feels like your head is going to explode. Yeah, so the pain medication, it used to work. I used to be totally fine after being given doses of pain medication, but recently, I want to say 2015, because I had a really, really bad knee dislocation. I had my left knee dislocate, and I couldn't get it back in myself, so I had to end up calling an ambulance because it was my knee, so I couldn't even crawl because it was so far out of place and it was hurting so much. I actually had almost thought I was going to faint. I was on the phone with the 911 operator. I'm like, this is really embarrassing. This isn't so much of an emergency. You can take your time, but I'm going to stay on the phone with you because I feel like I might faint. I'm in a lot of pain. My knee is really out of place. I cannot get it back in. So that was embarrassing, but they were great. They came in my mom's apartment and got me. And they set my knee up all nice and propped up on, like, surrounded by pillows. They took our pillows from our house and just surrounded my knee so that it was, like, as immobilized as they possibly could without hurting me. So that was really nice of them. I really wanted them to just be able to put it back in then and there. But they looked at it and they didn't feel comfortable doing it because my kneecap was just so far to the side. I don't know if it was lack of experience for them or if they just didn't feel comfortable doing it. But regardless, I had to sit a whole ambulance ride with my knee dislocated, and every bump, I could just feel every bump because my leg was, they had it kept at an angle with the pillow surrounded it. And so every bump I would hit, my leg would just move up and down. My knee was just, it was excruciating. Yeah, so at that point, they give me pain medication, but it doesn't put a dent in the pain at all. So I'm just over here like, is there any chance I can get any more? Like, I sounded so bad. I was like, I need more. They gave me morphine. And I'm thin. So they gave me, sorry, this clock's really loud. And plus I don't have the video editing skills to probably cut that out, so I'm sorry. Gosh, I lost my train of thought. yeah, so I'm super thin, so they gave me a dose of morphine for someone my weight, which is the proper way to give medication, obviously. But my body just, it didn't take it. I felt it go in. Like, they gave it to me through an IV. They hooked me up to an IV in the ambulance. They gave it to me through that, and I could feel it. I felt it in my head. I felt the rush a little bit, but the pain was still excruciating. So I'm asking for more, and they're like, we gave you more than what is recommended for your weight. We can't give you any more. And I'm like, well, then can the driver like speed up or something? I don't want to sit. You know, it was 20-minute ambulance ride, and I'm over here with my knee popped out, hitting every bump and moving around. And I'm like, God, there has to be a better way. But so we get in there, and luckily the doctor that was taking care of me, the emergency room doctor, he saw me immediately and was like, before the ambulance even put me into, you know how they transfer you from the gurney to the hospital bed, they move you over. The doctor was like, wait, before we move you, do you want me to just put it back in right here and now? I was like, yeah, can you please? I need it back in. I need this stop. So he was great. He put it right back in before they even moved me to the bed. So I went back in, everything's fine. And yep, this is 2015. This is July 2015. And this ER doctor, actually, he won't know, but he kind of changed my life a little bit that day. Because I've had doctors tell me I need knee surgery on both my knees before. And I just, I don't listen. I'm stubborn. I like to try to fight through things my own way with my own body and not try to get help from other people or operated on, I don't know, surgeries. I think it's more of a scar thing for me. I don't like scars. I don't want to be all scarred up, but it's just going to be inevitable. It's okay. I've accepted it now. But yes, so he comes in again and he's like, so does this how did this happen? And I explained to him how it happened. I told him I was just standing. I went to go pick up my phone to text someone. And while I have my phone in my hand, I just shifted my weight to my left leg. Simple weight shift. My knee just gave out. So and that's exactly what happened. So I told him, and he says, well, it shouldn't happen. I'm like, well, obviously, I know that. I was like, yeah, I mean, I've had doctors tell me I need my knee's operated on, whatever, but it's okay. He says, well, it's only going to get worse. I don't know, why would you put it off? You're young, you can recover faster. The longer you wait, the worse it's going to be. I was like, I guess you make a good point. And I've had other people tell me this before, but I don't remember what he said or how it was. Maybe how he said it. He was just like, you got to get this done. I think he gave me an orthopedist's card. It wasn't his card, but he was like, I really want you to be seen. I want you to be, have this surgery taken care of. I was like, okay. And actually, yeah, because I saw my orthopedist, who then referred me to the surgeon who did my knee. Yeah, so it was kind of a chain reaction from that day. Yeah, that's when I had met my surgeon, Dr. Anthony Weber, who did my right knee, total reconstruction. So it really all kind of stemmed from that one dislocation. It was my left knee, actually, that dislocated, that caused my ambulance ride. But it was a chain reaction, and I guess it worked out. My right knee has not dislocated since September 2016. And I'm thrilled. I'm so excited. about that. I have noticed my knee is starting to get like loose, more flexible again. I almost subluxated it or dislocated it. I don't know. I just know I prevented it from slipping out of place really quick. I haven't had that happen since right after my surgery. Right after my surgery, my legs were just still very weak, so, you know, wobbles and such. But I just don't like the idea that I worked so hard on my, you know, my knee, and had the surgery done to not dislocate anymore, and now it's starting to get bad again. I haven't told anyone that it's starting to get bad again, but it is. It's okay. I'm not good about opening up what goes on in my body to other people. I'm not good about telling people when I'm in pain, because I like to just pretend it's not there. I like to pretend I'm okay, which is okay. It's okay to pretend, because it's all I've ever known. I've only ever known, you know, being this way. So, but yeah, so that was just kind of, it's a 20-minute video, not that bad. Just kind of brief surgical history on me, and I brought up the topic of how anesthesia and pain medication works for my body, and the nerve block. So for anyone out there who's had surgery that has had anesthesia mishaps or pain medication that doesn't work, or have had nerve blocks that don't work, comment, post, do whatever. It'll be good so that we can get the information out there. For those of us with EDS, we can, you know, kind of create our own little survey and just kind of see, oh wait, so this many people with EDS have this reaction to anesthesia, but this many people with EDS have this reaction instead. You know, just say, you know, just comment, post, whatever. There's all of those support groups on Facebook too. You can literally post anything on there, and it's great. I post all the time. I don't know what's going on with my body half the time, and other people know more about my body than I do, because I don't know EDS like I should. But that's why I'm trying to make these videos, because it's a learning experience for me and other people. And so spreading awareness is always good. Gosh, I don't know what else to really babble about, so I think I'm gonna just wrap up the video. It's 3:42 in the morning now, and I think I should go to bed. So take care, and I will post again next Friday. All right, bye guys.